We ready? Just really proud of our team, man. I mean, we what a dogfight. It's a shame somebody has to lose a game like that. When you see two teams that play with such great will to win. You know, early in the season, nobody wants to lose. And hats off to Texas A&M. I mean, what an awesome environment. I mean, just awesome. Their fans were great. And, man, their team played with incredible heart. I thought we had opportunities to really get control of the game in the first half, and we didn't take advantage of it with a couple of real boneheaded missed opportunities. And, you know, and when you don't do that, especially on the road, you let a team hang around, you get up and you get in a dogfight, and that's really what happened. But defensively, I thought we played really good first half. And offensively, like I said, just missed, oh my goodness, we missed a couple opportunities. Just really disappointed. The 3rd and 1, we get a bust. We don't gap back. And plays well blocked, point of attack. We get an MA. And then a 4th and 1 on the goal line, and we fumble the ball. So, you know, disappointing. But again, early in the season, you come on the road and you win at a place like this. That takes an incredible amount of mental toughness and focus and just character. I mean, you know, it was a unbelievable task. This was like an opener all over for us. I knew this was going to be a real challenge. They certainly knew a lot more about us than we didn't know much about them. Didn't know much about their people. Certainly didn't know much about what their plan might be. We prepared for a lot of stuff. And, you know, just proud of our guys. We found a way to win it. When we went in a lull defensively in the second half, and really I thought, you know, played some bad football for a few series, offensively kind of took it over and had some explosive plays. And then, you know, the blocked field goal, huge. Pressure to miss field goal, huge. When we had to have a turnover, we got it. And so, you know, that's the other thing. Offensively, it's 2 games in a row we've had no turnovers, and I don't think we had any procedural penalties, which is amazing. And it's the first time in 13 years, our first 2 games we've not had a turnover, and it's the 10th game in a row that we've created a turnover. And so just really, you know, again, we did what we needed to do to win, and but this is the type of game that I think as a football team you can really grow from. And I'd say the same thing about Texas A&M. I know they didn't win the game, but and Jimbo's probably, you know, just like me, a game of missed opportunities. They had some tough breaks and missed opportunities, so did we. But, man, they should really be proud of their team. I told our people come in, I really was impressed with that quarterback. When I watched him on tape, I said, this kid's got a lot of moxie. He's going to be a tough out, and he was. What a game. I mean, we didn't do a great job of containing him. We had, you know, even when we had the perfect call, you know, we'd be on the wrong shoulder, and he'd spin out, and then next thing you know, he's throwing some dang touchdown pass in the end zone. I mean, he's a heck of a player, and I know Jimbo's excited to be able to have him to build his team around. But again, at the end of the day, it came down to the 2-point play, and we get the interception. I don't guess that counts as a turnover because it's a extra point try, but just really proud of our guys. I mean, this again. I think our seniors now, this is the first senior groups, 29 years, they've won all 4 of their road openers, and they've had some tough ones. I mean, they've won at Auburn, they've won at A&M, they won at Louisville last year versus Lamar Jackson. I mean, so pretty cool. Neat stat for those guys, you know, and again, I know they're happy to move forward from this one. But again, hats off to both teams. We're very fortunate to win the game. We got a lot to teach and learn from, and but we're 2-0, and that's what we wanted to get done.
Dabo went your way, but were you holding your breath on the touchback?
Well, you know what? I've had some of them go against me too. I've had them good and bad, and that's, you live long enough, it'll even out. So tough call, certainly a tough call. Tough break, but you know, at the end of the day, if the kid hangs on the ball, you ain't got a problem. Give Kayvon Wallace some credit. You know, if you hand the ball to the ref, you don't have a question. And I'm sure Jimbo's really ticked off, and you know, tough call, bang bang play, but when it's all said and done and cooler heads prevail, I promise you he's going to put his arm around that young man and say, hey, You hand that ball to that ref, we ain't having this conversation. And old Coach Swinney's over there going number 12. Hey, thank you for not giving up on that play. You know, that's what a heart of a champion looks like right there. You know, instead of just, you know, not getting exposed and, oh, man, I didn't quite get there. Man, he's giving all he's got, and he goes and he knocks the ball loose and creates a situation. And so, you know, it's a bang-bang play, and certainly if you're on that side, a very tough call. I thought it was going to be hard to overturn, you know, and if they'd have called it the other way, it would have probably been hard to overturn. But like I said, I'm just proud of my guy for busting his butt and getting over there and knocking it loose. So I give all the credit to Kayvon, and great effort by their guy trying to score. But, you know, I know Jimbo will coach that up. And but, again, tough break for both teams in several situations.
What did you see really Kelly on those last two touchdown drives in the third quarter after he kind of set for a couple series? What did you see from him on that?
No, just I mean he was just locked in the whole game. I mean he had one series. It was the 4th and 1. That series was probably his worst series. You know, we did enough to get down there, but that was probably his worst series in the game. He missed a couple throws that were really pretty easy throws. He just missed them a little high. But then we end up, you know, settling in and getting down the field, and we just don't get the snap, you know, and this disappointing, you know. I mean, I was going to kick a field goal. Heck, I wish 26 hadn't run to the 1, you know, but I felt good about our run game at that point, and it's 4th and 1 on the road. You're up 14-3, I think, at the time, and I mean, shoot, man. I mean, if we're going to be a championship team, we got to make that. And but I would have kicked the field goal had we, you know, not had as good a success there with I thought it was a great run by Adam, but that was disappointing. But after that, I thought he really kind of settled in and he played well. I mean, he made some really big time throws, huge runs, took care of the ball, managed the game. And that's what we needed him to do in some critical situations. But he showed a lot of poise, and so it was good to see. And I thought Trevor did a great job. I mean, this kid's a true freshman. He walks right out there like it ain't nothing, and just I don't even know how long that touchdown pass was, but he just laid it out there. That's what he coached to do. They gave us a one-on-one, put it up there. OT made a great play, and all right, strike up the band. So. Well, that was a series, so I think we ended up putting it back in there another series because it was like one play. So we wanted to get him some good experience, and it's the same thing. But he'll get so much better from that. But there's no doubt. I thought Kelly down the stretch in the fourth quarter really settled in, and you know, gave us the experience that we needed in that moment to get out of here with a win.
Coach, you like it was blown coverages versus
well, it was
defense. Kellen Mond making plays.
Kellen made some plays. I thought we didn't do as good a job at times with our rush, and we had a couple penalties that hurt us, and so we got in a couple bad calls that I thought they did a good job of exposing us. And they had a heck of a plan. I mean, their screen game, they did a great job on the screen game in not tipping some things typically that you might see with the offensive line. And, you know, give him credit for that. I thought the quarterback, again, I thought he threw the ball really well. But at times, he held the ball a little too long. But, you know, again, we played a lot of plays on defense. And, but we needed one more, and we got it done.
Coach, you said you thought that this would be
We did have some busted coverages, though.
You said you thought this would be the game in which you'd have to make a lot of adjustments on the fly. How would you evaluate your staff performance in that regard?
Hey, we won. It's hard to grade any better than that. We won the game, so you know that's all you can go on. At the end of the day, it's about results, and that's we live in a results-oriented. This is what it is. I mean, we could have done an awesome job and lost, and nobody would care. So. We won the game. That's all that matters.
The impressive thing about what Cody told us was on the touchdown pass from Lawrence to Higgins, it was a run pass option.
Yeah, it was RPO.
Yeah, for Trevor to read that in that environment, can you talk about that?
Yeah, it was just incredible. I mean, you know, we wanted to give him options early, and you know, he just had his eyes on the right thing. That's what I told him. I said, just do what you do in practice and just execute. And so we go right out first play, and we got the look we wanted, and he made just a beautiful throw. But T's a handful. He's a guy now that's, as a sophomore, is kind of coming into his own with confidence. And, you know, last year he was weak and just learning how to play at this level. And so he's just way better. And even though we weren't as, again, efficient as we need to be offensively, at times we were efficient and then we wouldn't finish. And so, but the explosive play, to see the explosive play back in our offense, I think that's a good sign for the rest of the season.
Now, with the two-game sample size with the quarterbacks, I'm just curious, with the two-game sample size, can you see yourself playing both the rest of the year? Is that easy for you to envision?
Well, as long as they play well, you know, and that's kind of what I've said. You know, we'll go grade the tape and evaluate them just like we do every day, and so we'll grade the tape and see exactly what it looked like, and then. But yeah, I mean, as long as they play well, you know, we want to continue to get Trevor in the game. He's a special talent. Y'all seen that, and he's just going to get better. But you just got to love what you see out of Kelly. And again, he's just locked in on what he's doing and trying to play well with his opportunity. And so I think both of those guys can help our football team. Again, if something really changes and separates where we just have way more confidence in one guy, then you could see an adjustment somewhere down the road. But honestly, I hope that they will both play well with their opportunity. And if they do that, then I don't see a situation where they can't continue to play, as we go. So we'll see.
How you
If
look at that?
anybody needs players, we're going to start them out back. You can stay here, Coach Swinney, but anybody needs players, head out back.
On touchdown DeAndre Overton earlier in the game, Kelly went and checked out that play at the last minute and made that pass.
Yeah, it was a great job, and tough coverage, zero coverage look, corner way inside. I thought DeAndre did a pretty good job of getting inside and trying to be. I think we got a penalty on it as well. I think they held him, but that was a great, because if you win it, he's way inside for a reason, and he shouldn't get inside, you know, but he did, and because if you can get inside, it should be a touchdown. So just great recognition by Kelly, and a good finish by DeAndre.
Coach, going back to the secondary, it looks like you stuck with your top three corners for most, if not all, of the game. How close are Kyler, Mario, and LeAnthony getting into these situations?
Well, you'll see them continue to play. Just, again, lots of unknowns. Lots of bunch formations, lots of checks, lots of things happening out there. And, they just, we went with the guys that gave us the best chance in that situation tonight. But they'll continue to get better. And but we did play, all those safeties. Denzel made some big plays. Nolan played a lot. We got a lot of confidence in those four guys, and we'll continue to grow Kyler and Mario as we go.
Yeah, but how unique is that, playing two quarterbacks in the context of chasing a championship? Because Georgia and Alabama are doing the same thing.
Yeah, it just is what it is. I think you just evaluate your team each and every year as you go, and that's just where we are. If it changes, it changes, but they're just two really good players that have both earned the opportunity to play because it's been really close. And it's no different to me than playing multiple linebackers, playing multiple D linemen, playing where it's close, playing more receivers, playing multiple running backs. It just happens to be a quarterback. And but they've done an awesome job. They've embraced it and support each other, and they just focus on themselves. And it's been fun to see. But make no mistake, what you saw out there tonight is going to bode well for our team as we go for this season. We're going to build a ton off of what happened tonight, from the good and the bad, and the experience that some of those guys got will pay off for us big time.
Dabo, do you think that Kelly's experience last year at Louisville and South Carolina was kind of the crucial ingredient tonight in such an atmosphere?
Well, it certainly didn't hurt. That's for sure. And I even talked to him about that before we came out here. I showed him that. We played with such poise last year at Louisville, at VTech. I mean, and we weathered a little storm here and there, but we just played with poise. The thing we did in those 2 games last year is we played a little more complementary football. We kind of worked against each other a little bit tonight. We couldn't quite put it together like we needed to. Our defense is out there stopping them, and we're on the goal line. Got a chance to go up 3 touchdowns basically, and we screw it up. So we didn't really, kind of worked against each other a little bit. And then we get up 13, and you're like, all right, we're getting control. Big play. And our defense is like all of a sudden can't stop them. So we'll get better. We'll fix that. Give them a lot of credit. That's what we did last year in those first 2 games. We were able to play a little more complimentary football and stay efficient throughout the game. But Texas A&M's a heck of a team. They're talented. I told y'all coming out, they got more 4 and 5 stars on their roster than we do. And Jimbo has done a great job of coming in and giving them a good plan. And there's no doubt that that team that we just played, especially if that quarterback stays healthy, they're going to give some people fits. They'll gain they didn't win, but again, they'll gain a ton of confidence from how they played tonight and from how they competed. We got a heck of a football team, and they competed their tails off, and we were very fortunate to win.
Dabo, on the 2-point play, how would you sum up that effort and execution?
Awesome. They held us. I think they held Clee. So was it Christian?
Yeah.
They held us. So as soon as I saw the flag, I knew it came out pretty quick. It was a pretty obvious hold, and then Kayvon got the pick. So I was like, well, and then I looked at the clock and I went, crap, we got an onside kick. I was hoping there was like 3 seconds left. I was like, is the game not over? This game's never going to end. So now you're sitting there going, okay, we got an onside kick. What else can happen? So that was probably the cleanest play of the entire night, was the onside kick. And, of course, fittingly, I think Renfro finished it off. But, oh, man, what a game.
Yeah, I'm sure you wanted to put this one away earlier, but can you appreciate how calm your guys were kind of in this environment?
Yeah. Again, especially when it starts going against you a little bit, and you're making some really critical mistakes, and you're a defense that's not used to giving up big plays, and all of a sudden they're making some big plays and had some great route combinations and mixed in with the screen package and some Max Pro stuff where they're doubling a bunch of our guys, and now all of a sudden that guy's buying some time and he's launching it down the field. They made some great plays, but we hung in there, and we talked a lot about it was going to take some poise. There would be adversity in the game. So, yeah, I'm really proud of them. I mean, again, the objective was to get to 2-0, and that's what we did.
How much of what you prepared for did you actually see?
Well, we'll watch the tape, and I can give you a little more definitive answer. But this was a really challenging game. I'm telling you, I alluded to that with our local media all week. And we had all summer to look at them, but we basically had a bad half of football from last week, and we had a little bit of a spring game, and that's it. And so it's just a challenge because you're looking at a lot of things. I mean, you got different coaching staff, you got Memphis, you got Wake, you got Notre Dame, you got Florida State, and it's not the people, and so there's a lot to be said about that too for our guys for hanging in there. But I thought they did just an awesome job of hanging in there as well. I mean, Texas A&M could have, that thing could have got away from them, and they hung in there, and they battled, and never quit.
Coach, you mentioned Kayvon. He seemed to be really kicking himself for not coming up with that pick that led to the touchdown, but just was able to really put it behind him and come up big on the next play.
Yeah.
That's just the type of player he is.
That's what I told him. I said, the game ain't over. I said, we got one play, we win the game. That's all that matters. That's what we talk about, next play. We got one play. All right, that's over. Get your body language right. Let's go to next play. Let's win this game. Let's win the next down. It's over. And so it was great to see him come up with that. And again, a couple of unbelievable plays, where we had guys there, and they made some great finishes.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right, guys.